In this video, you will configure a layout and then draw a title block to represent the border of a sheet. Open the Documentation 1 project file. Before we switch to a layout, let's create a couple of layers. Use the Layer command to open the Layer Properties Manager and click here to create a new layer. Create one layer called Title Block and another layer called Viewport. We can leave these layers with the default color, which is white. Set Layer Viewport Current by double-clicking on its icon, and change the line weight of the title block layer to a thicker line. 0.7 millimeters will suffice. OK? And then I'll auto-hide the panel here. And then click Layout 1. The reason I went to the trouble of creating the layers first is because I was anticipating the layout automatically creating a viewport on the current layer. This rectangle is known as a viewport, and it displays the contents of model space inside of it. You can think of it like a window. It's on the current layer, which is Layer Viewport. Press Escape to deselect. Before we draw the title block, let's change the size of the sheet. To do so, switch to the Layout tab and click Page Setup on the Layout panel. Click Modify and then select a printer driver from this list. If you want to create physical output, you would select your printer driver from the list. But in this case, I'll choose the DWG to PDF driver to create electronic output. Then I'll open the paper size drop-down, and this is a metric project, so I'll select one of the ISO paper sizes. If it was an imperial project, I could select an arch size or an ANSI size. In this case, I'll select ISO A3. Next, set the scale. Typically, layouts always are set to a scale of 1:1. So I'll open this drop-down and choose 1:1 near the top of the list. So 1 millimeter equals 1 drawing unit. I'll also change the plot style table. This controls how the lines are finally represented in the plot. I'll change this from none to monochrome so that we have all of the colors turned into black and white in the end. I'll also choose to display the plot styles in the layout by checking this box. Finally, click OK and close. So this is the actual paper size. The layout that was created is very small. We'll deal with it a bit later. Go to the Layer Properties Manager and set Layer Title Block Current. Now we'll just go ahead and draw the title block directly here in the layout. Switch to the Home tab and draw a rectangle. You can draw it as close as you can eyeball or estimate to the corner of the sheet. You can't actually snap to that edge. I'll just zoom back out, pan, and zoom in over here and draw this right to this corner. OK. I'll zoom back out and then offset a distance of 20 millimeters, so 20, enter. Select the rectangle and then click Inside. Press Enter to end the offset command. And let's go ahead and erase the outer rectangle. It's not needed. So that's going to be the thick border of our sheet. Explode that rectangle to convert it into 4 individual lines, and then offset this line over 60 millimeters or 6 centimeters from the right to the left. This will provide an area on the side of the drawing where we can add the logo of our firm and the number of the sheet and the name of the sheet and so on. Let's offset again using the same distance. I'll offset this line down and this line up. I'll press Enter, Enter to end and repeat the offset command, and then I'll type half the distance, 30, Enter. And I'll offset this line down, Enter. And then Trim, Enter, and make a crossing window to select these lines and trim them away. Now we have a separate area for the drawing title and drawing number and the logo up here. So in this lesson, you learned how to use the Page Setup command to choose the plotter driver, paper size, and plot style table options. In addition, you drew a title block in the layout.